welcome to LexTalk, World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Miss Leena Desai with us. Leena is the managing associate and the trademark team lead of the firm's highly regarded and growing trademark and domain name group. Prior to joining Royzz Co, Royzz Company, Leena was associated with WNS Global Services and Kochhar Co. She manages a wide range of Indian and international trademark portfolios and has an extensive experience in the prosecution of Indian and foreign trademarks, clearance researches, jurisdictional record projects, along with the transactional matters, and like the list goes on. Leena regularly appears before the trademark offices in India and is highly experienced in drafting various IP agreements and infringement suits. Her practice incorporates clients from a broad range of industries, including consumer electronics, technology, automobiles, pharmaceuticals. I mean, we can still, again, go on and on. So, but without any further ado, let me just introduce you to the woman herself. Hello, Leena. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
I'm really glad to meet you today, and I'm really looking forward to this amazing conversation. So, as I was introducing you, before we dive deeper into your key expertise or different questions, I really want you to throw some light on your journey as a legal professional so far.
So I started my profession, before I even did my LLB, I got a postgrad diploma into intellectual property rights. So usually people start with their, law degree and then they do a specialization. I did the other way around. So I graduated from commerce background. Then I took up IP because that was something that intrigued me in learning what were brands. And so I thought, let me just give it a shot and let me decide. And I started liking law. Law was something that I always wanted to do, but IP did give me a direction into where I wanted to, probably grow in the field and the profession. So I took up that. When I graduated, by that time, I had the pleasure of working with, a law firm where I learned the entire profession. So I met my mentor there, my first mentor. He taught me and introduced to me various things and, inbuilt a confidence in me that I could draft any kind of documents or a suit, which I had the privilege of drafting, matters where which were in which the client's mark was declared as well known, which I got at a very early stage of my career. Then, of course, after that, I moved to a full service law firm where it was not just IP but other sectors also. Then, of course, I got an opportunity to work with Kochhar Co, for where I worked for almost 6.5 years. I used to call it, as my second home. That's where I actually developed, from just an IP lawyer to a corporate lawyer. So I did various kinds of matters on corporate, employment, arbitration, got an opportunity to even do an arbitration matter by myself. So with, of course, the help of the team. And yeah, the team was something that really helped me, and I got an opportunity to work with one of India's largest law firms. That was an opportunity. Then I took up, I wanted to explore the other side of, probably the companies where, I was just advising them, but I got an opportunity of working with WNS, where I was their in-house counsel doing, so I was handling intellectual property rights portfolio for them and also contracts. So that's where I learned the essence of what contract is, what is negotiations, and got an opportunity to work with various number of jurisdictions like Poland, the EU, Australia, South Africa, which helped me to learn their laws and also to advise them on various matters that were probably thrown up to me. So then, of course, I realized that law firm is where my liking is, my heart lies there. So that's when I decided to move to Royzz Co. And right now I'm working with Royzz Co. I handle their entire trademark portfolio. So I had the team. And with that, I also do corporate laws and general corporate, basically, and litigation, because that's something that I always liked. I never liked arguing in front of the courts, but always loved drafting and, of course, briefing the counsels in the matters that I have handled. I got an opportunity to work on challenging matters also, which were, just given to me and in less time. So time being in essence for every lawyer. So yeah, that's the long and short of me.
That's quite the journey, Ms. Desai, and also, I mean, it's been like over a decade, or almost a decade for
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, yes. This year I will be completing 10 years in the
Wow.
profession. So yes.
So almost a decade. I'm sure there must be. It's a very unfair question to ask. I know it. Please do not say it to me. I know it already. Um, Out of all the cases, all the transactions that you've managed so far, what was like the most complex one and the most interesting one, so to speak?
The most interesting one was this movie called RunningShadi.com. And that's one, Running Shadi was a name that was eventually, ordered by the Bombay High Court that they need to change. That matter was challenging because we had very less time. The movie was about to release on 17th of Feb. The client came us to around 8th of Feb that we need to move the court. We need to do something. And it was before a judge who had already passed, and it was order against the client just a year prior to that. So that was something that was very challenging. And my partner in the litigation team, he was like, this is the matter I'm giving to you. You just have a day's time. I want the draft first thing in the morning on my desk. I was like, okay, that's a very short period of time. I've never drafted a suit entirely in less than 24 hours. I was like, okay, I will take it up as a challenge. I took it up, and things were just, flowing in the flow. I had his guidance, the counsels were there, and we actually won the matter. So on 13th of Feb, unfortunately, I was not there for my hearing because I was on my vacation. But yes, and that is very close to my heart because that is something that I worked really hard to get the client. And fortunately, the judge was like, I don't care about the previous judgment. This is a fresh suit for me, and I can see that there is an infringement. He immediately ordered the producers to change the name, changed everything right from the promotion material because of the short period of time. It's like, I don't know anything. You need to change the name. So yes, that's one of the very close matters. And of course, the other one would be the Khadi versus Fab India, which is a very big, matter, 525 crore damage suit that we filed. So that was also one of the very challenging matters that I did and got an opportunity to work on. So yes.
You've got some great, transactions to do in your life. And one thing that I want to ask you here is that you actually prepared for everything in less than 24 hours when you were on your vacation.
It was before I could go on the vacation. Yes, before the vacation. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's also not good. Oh my God.
Yes, yes. I was like, how am I going to manage it? Because we had very less time. So I actually poured my entire knowledge and strength and everything to it. And I've always believed that compassion is something that can make you a very good lawyer, a confident lawyer. And I've always been very passionate about the profession. So yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing the complex issues that you've worked on. Leena, now we are in like a very different setup. I mean, like since the pandemic has started, we're seeing a lot of changes, especially when it comes to legal space, when we never thought that we could have the hybrid mode. Like, forget hybrid also, it's going all virtual, at times. So how do you see it? And do you think that this is like a sustainable and a possible way to increase the access to justice?
Yes, I mean, very much, because it is something that, saves lost time. First thing, it makes justice, accessible to everyone is what I feel. Of course, we are going to take some time to, to actually accept that and to make it more accessible in the sense, because we have judges who are probably not that tech savvy, even lawyers for that matter, or even counsels that we work with are not very technologically savvy, because that is something that we had to actually learn and imbibe in it and accept the fact that, this is something that is going to be there for at least 2-3 years probably, or more, we don't know. But virtual mode, yes, I would say, is something that is difficult also, but it is something that makes everything simpler, because it's easy to probably present the case. You have everything, the documents and everything in your system, so that you can actually not spend too much time on the paperwork and taking prints that we used to carry bulks of papers to the court. But yeah, the court is eventually going to have a paperless mode, and the proceedings will be faster with that. This has been my experience, because that's something that I've even seen in the trademark registry, which was something we had never imagined, that something of this sort would be introduced in the system in India, especially because that's something that is already there in the developed countries. But for us, it's something that will help us to move the process faster and more accessible, because justice for all is something that can be achieved with this hybrid mode.
Absolutely correct, Leena. And also, it was a great insight, a very different perspective altogether towards this. Now, follow-up question to this is that how do you rate the current legal system drive towards encouraging the access to justice? And do you think, like, is there like a tangible movement in closing the justice gap?
I think the virtual movement is the tangible step, I would say, a movement that we have started, and slowly we are moving towards. Of course, it's going to take its own time, because, like I said, technology is not something that we are very well versed, or rather very accommodating to accept it and to use it in our day-to-day life. But this is something that is going to be not only life-changing, but will change our entire profession and the way we function. So, I mean, looking at the scenario, this is how we are going to work. So
Thank you so much. And now, since you're like talking about a lot of like technology into the picture, hybrid mode and all those things, so now when we talk about in this new era of legal technology,
yeah.
So what are like the most common tools that you use?
So we use a lot of tools. We have a tool that we have indigenously developed in the firm itself, because we, yes, Royzz.
Enlighten me about that.
Yes, so Royzz Co proudly calls itself like the tech-savvy lawyers. So we have developed a software where we give the entire data of our clients at just a click of a button. So that's something that we have developed by ourselves to not only help the clients, but it also helps us. They get the notifications what is going on. They don't have to every time keep asking us. It's just there. Like they just can use it anywhere, any place, anytime they want to know what their mark is doing, or what patents have they filed, what is the progress. So they really don't have to do that.
So is this like accessible to so this is just in between the company, right?
Yes, right now it's just for the clients. It's something that we have offered to our clients to help them connect with us and to make the entire process accessible and easy for them. So
it's a really great idea. I mean, even if you're planning to do it, and maybe I don't know how do I put it, but if you can make this accessible to other people as well on like a paid thing, or for other firms, and it is an amazing idea. Of course, I've never heard of it. I don't know if this is the case with other law firms and other organizations also. So this is like the first time I'm hearing about this.
There are other firms also, but this is something that we wanted our clients to have, and also would be working towards making it accessible or probably usable by others also. So that's something that we are working on to make it more easy. Yes.
Lovely. Thank you. Now, when we talk about time, I know that I'm being unfair to, that I'm asking this question to you. We all know, especially when I talk about myself, I never knew that how busy lawyers are. But now, since I have been closely associated with the legal space for quite some time, I understand that you guys really do not have time. I want to know from you, like, how do you manage? And especially now, things are a bit convenient, if I may call it, because it's a hybrid mode, the e-hearings, e-filing, everything, technology taking over. How do you make sure that you're making the best of your time as a lawyer, and how do you manage your personal and the professional life?
Okay. So time management is something that is of utmost importance to us. I personally don't like to miss, I have never missed actually any of my deadlines. So I always prefer having everything before the deadline kicks in. So yes, that's something that, we closely work with the team and the firm also, that we have everything planned prior in the month, because it's only during the month that we know what is going to happen, say next month or in that month itself. So something can just come up very suddenly. So we plan it out. We fix timelines for the team, and I do it for myself also, that how we're going to do it quickly and in a very crisp manner is something that I always feel that, because drafting is something that takes a lot of time. It's time taking process, not something that we can just do it like in an hour or so. So it depends on the case basis, but yes, time management is something that I personally feel is very important. I stick to it very tightly. So yes.
Right. And also, I guess, I mean, it works differently for everybody, but in my opinion too, if you give me a deadline, or, if there is a deadline and there's a certain set of time, it helps me function better. It helps everybody function better, right?
Yes,
so,
yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Leena, for sharing such great insights with us. Before I let you go, I mean, sadly, we are coming to an end of this conversation. But before I let you go, I have one more question. Now, as we have been talking about technology, now you see there are virtual events happening, webinars, seminars, or physical events. I mean, like there are a lot of things. If we talk about LexTalk, it's a hybrid event. So what's your take? What do you prefer and why?
Okay, so I personally prefer a physical, seminar or an event, because that gives you an opportunity to put a face to it, of course.
Right.
Because you can do it virtually also, but then it helps you to interact with people. You need to get to know from the body language what they are and how they, are in the profession or even in the personal front. It's very easy to connect with them. So there is a connect, which of course in virtual space, it's kind of difficult to do it. But yes, virtual has its own benefits in the sense that it saves you a lot of time, because that has been my experience. And of course, I would always prefer the hybrid mode than just one mode. But yes, virtual is always something that helps you save on the time, because you cut down on the time to travel, and then you can meet more people than in the physical one. Of course, that's one of the key benefits, I would say. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing everything in a very beautiful way. I couldn't put it into words that beautifully, for sure. I mean, all the answers, and of course, I got to learn a lot from you, which is like the most important thing whenever you talk to a person. You should just grab the best points. I'm really looking forward to some other conversations like this, where we can talk about, some other trending topics in the legal space. But sadly, I will have to let you go today. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity. Yes, thanks.
Anytime. The pleasure is all ours, Ms. Desai.
Thank you.
And at the same time, for our viewers here, please like and share this video, and do not forget to subscribe to ClickAway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from industry legal leaders like Ms. Desai. This is Bharati for LexTalk, signing off.